Speed, I'm Akanksha Swaroop, and in the next 30 minutes, I bring you the top stories from across the globe. In a first response to India's anti-satellite missile test, the United States has said that it has taken note of the event. The US also said that it will continue to cooperate and collaborate with India on shared interests in space. However, the US also sent out a cautionary note on the space debris that is often the result of similar tests. Acting US Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan has warned nations that are considering similar ASAT tests to not make a mess in space. The first phase of general elections in India is due in 2 weeks, and BJP star campaigner and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will begin his campaign blitz today. Prime Minister Modi will hit 3 states today. His first rally will be in Dorala village in the Muzaffarnagar Lok Sabha constituency. The highlight of the day will be a massive rally at Meerut in western Uttar Pradesh. The state is crucial for the ruling party. 8 seats are up for grabs in western UP, and the BJP is bringing out its big guns. Voters will cast their ballot for these 8 seats on April 11th. The 10-day joint field training exercise between troops of Indian Army and 16 African countries in the outskirts of Western India city of Pune has come to an end. During the exercise, soldiers were trained in synchronized operational level planning and tactical level training. They also learnt the dynamics of establishing military observers in doubled areas, along with learning to tactically complete a mission without hurting civilians and protecting a convoy, among other things. The participating countries included Zambia, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Sudan, Senegal, Niger, Namibia, Mozambique, Kenya, Ghana, Egypt, Botswana, Benin and Zimbabwe. Over to news stories from United States. 4 people, including a city bus driver, have been shot in North Seattle, and a suspect has been detained. Seattle police are on the scene of the shooting. Multiple victims have been reported in Lake City neighborhood. 1 person has been killed, according to the Seattle police chief. Now, the international stories. The British legislators failed to find a majority on a way forward to break the impasse over Brexit. Parliamentarians voted on 8 Brexit options, ranging from no-deal Brexit to new referendum, but none of the proposals got a majority. Such was the chaos that the House of Commons voted against remaining in the European Union and also rejected every version of leaving the bloc. Meanwhile, the British Prime Minister Theresa May made a last-ditch effort to win her party rebels and have her Brexit deal passed. May told her Conservative lawmakers that she would step down if the Parliament passes a Brexit deal. May said that her decision to resign would enable lawmakers to complete their quote-unquote historic duty and deliver on the decision of the British people. May's withdrawal agreement was rejected by a margin of 149 votes, the last time it was tabled before the British Parliament. Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido called on supporters to take to the streets this weekend in protest of a major nationwide blackout that has left millions without power for 3 straight days. Residents scrambled to find food and water as businesses closed and school was cancelled in the second major blackout this month. Power went out in much of the country on Monday afternoon, less than 2 weeks after electricity was restored following the worst blackout in Venezuela's history. Indigenous groups across Brazil protested against a proposal to transfer indigenous health services from the federal government to municipalities. Hundreds of demonstrators in traditional garb and body paint danced and prayed at a protest. Brazil Health Minister last week had suggested closing the federal Indigenous Health Office. Protesters gathered in Algerian capital demanding the overthrow of the entire political elite and criticizing Algeria's army plan to declare President Abdelaziz Bouteflika unfit for the office. The army's powerful chief of staff, Lieutenant General Ahmed Gaid Salah, had told officers in a speech broadcast on Tuesday that the solution to the crisis would be the departure of the president on health grounds. But the protesters said that the implementation of Article 102 does not mean anything. After a deadly cyclone, Mozambique is now staring at a cholera outbreak. 5 cases of cholera have already been reported in the port city of Beira, and health officials say the number will rise in days to come. The World Health Organization is dispatching 900,000 doses of oral cholera vaccine to affected areas from a global stockpile. Health officials say that overcrowded camps and lack of hygiene are making matters worse, and that further outbreaks of diarrhea and malaria are still possible. The death toll following a wave of torrential flooding across Iran have risen to 26. Hundreds of others were reportedly injured by the flooding, which was triggered by torrential rainfall. Iranian officials announced the floods caused a financial loss of nearly $170 million in 5 cities. The country's President Hassan Rouhani visited some of the provinces bearing the worst brunt of the disaster. A transformer fire ignited by a lightning strike plunged much of the U.S. city of Fort Lauderdale into darkness. The blaze lit up the night sky as flames engulfed one of 3 transformers housed at an electrical substation. The fire and its resulting blackout came as Fort Lauderdale played host to throngs of visiting college students converging on the city this month for spring break festivities. Over 30,000 homes and offices were left without electricity. Hundreds of people have had to evacuate as floods hit the U.S. state of Wisconsin. The Midwest state has declared emergency as heavy rainfall inundated roads, fields and houses. Meanwhile, the weather agency has predicted that downpour would continue in the coming days. Facebook has said it will block praise, support and representation of white nationalism and separatism on Facebook and Instagram from next week. Social media giant also pledged to improve its ability to identify and block material from terrorist groups. Facebook users searching for offending terms will be directed to a charity which combats far-right extremism. The social network has come under pressure after a man live-streamed an attack on 2 mosques in New Zealand. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un presided over a military meeting in Pyongyang. The meet was attended by thousands of army officers. In his speech, Kim said that things have been made more difficult, but there were no reasons to be concerned. The North Korean leader said that he trusted the country's army. This was one of the first military meets held by Kim after breakdown of denuclearization talks with the US last month.
위원장이시며 활용관이신 회당과 국가 군대의 최고 경도자 지난 5년간
Several thousands of employees working in transport, air, sea, rail, road in the Eurozone protested in front of the EU office in Brussels, demanding better working conditions, brandishing banners of their union like that of German union Verdi Dockers, railway workers. Truckers in red, green and yellow vests called to a more just transport for Europe. Thailand's pro-military party held a march in Bangkok to thank people for their support in the recent elections. The Pro-Janta Party is confident of a victory despite opposition's claims of rigging. Seven opposition parties in Thailand have formed a coalition against the ruling pro-military party, claiming a majority in the lower house. The alliance demanded the junta to step down from power. Thailand went to polls last week, but the results have been delayed to 9th May. Largely seen as a referendum on democracy, it was the Southeast Asian nation's first election since 2014's military coup. Over 7 people, including 4 children, were killed when an airstrike hit a hospital in the Yemeni city of Kitaf. A missile struck the entrance of the hospital. A health worker was also killed in the attack. An 8-year-old boy was the youngest victim of the strike. Meanwhile, the Houthis have bombed the Saudi-led coalition for the air raid at the hospital that was in de-escalation zone. An alert has been issued as Mexico's El Popo volcano erupted once again. The volcano spewed lava and ash into the sky during its nighttime eruption. No injuries have been reported. Authorities urge nearby towns to be on alert. The El Popo, which is Mexico's second highest mountain, has been prone to eruptions. Prince Charles and his wife, the Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, waved goodbye from the door of Royal Air Force aircraft as they departed Cuba. Their 3-day trip to Cuba was tacked on to their Caribbean tour of former and current British territories at the request of the UK government. The visit underscores warming relations between Britain and Cuba, even as the administration of US President Donald Trump seeks to isolate the Cuban government. The royal couple then departed to the last stop on their Caribbean tour, the Cayman Islands. Preparations for the 30th anniversary of the iconic Louvre Museum in French capital of Paris are on at full swing. Artists are creating an optical illusion at the courtyard around the museum's iconic pyramid. The artwork will be unveiled to public on Friday. The Louvre Museum was inaugurated in 1989. African artists showcased their work at this year's Dubai Art Fair. Works by artists from more than 40 countries and 90 galleries around the world were on display at the fair. That's considered one of the biggest contemporary art events in the region. The 3-day event also featured 5 galleries from sub-Saharan region, indicating the growing influence of African art. Artworks varied from traditional painting, photography to videos. Nearly 90 cultural relics will be displayed at the Potala Palace in Lhasa in Tibet. The exhibition, based on the theme of witnessing the history, will be held at the Treasures Hall of the palace. Potala Palace was opened to public in 2009. The museum is among the most famous architectural landmarks in the world. A ballet set to music by the Rolling Stones and choreographed by Mick Jagger's Ballerina Girlfriend was premiered in Russia. The 8-minute Red Door show, inspired by the veteran British singer Zani dance style, delighted a packed crowd at St. Petersburg's famous Mariinsky Theatre. Over to sports, we start with last night's result from the IPL. Kolkata Knight Riders have moved to the top of the table after beating Kings 11 Punjab in a high-scoring contest at the Eden Gardens. Batting first, 2-time winners Kolkata smashed a mammoth 218 runs with the help of half-centuries from Robin Uthappa, Nitish Rana and Andre Russell's explosive cameo. Mayank Agarwal and David Miller starred for Punjab with half-centuries of their own. Even Mandeep Singh's quick-fire 33 from 15 balls proved inadequate as the visitors could only score 190 runs, giving Kolkata a 28-run win.
Big smiles for Andre Russell. Innings of 48 from 17.
Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore will vie for their first win in the 12th edition of the IPL as they face off at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Three-time winners Mumbai suffered a 37-run defeat in a high-scoring clash against Delhi Capitals, while Virat Kohli's Bangalore could only muster a paltry 70 against holders Chennai Super Kings. The odds are strongly stacked in favour of Mumbai as they hold a superior 7-2 head-to-head record against RCB at this venue. In some light story from the cricket world, American swimming legend Michael Phelps tried his hand at India's most popular sport on his visit to New Delhi. The 23-time Olympic champion was also in attendance in the Indian Premier League match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings. The 33-year-old took part in a training session with players of the Delhi franchise. Teenage shooting stars Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary have ensured a successful start for India at the Asian Air Gun Championships with a gold medal in the 10-meter air pistol mixed team event. 17-year-old Bhaker and 16-year-old Chaudhary broke the qualification record by shooting a combined score of 784 and went on to win the 5-team final with a score of 484.8. The pair had also won gold in the same event at the ISSF World Cup last month. India also bagged gold in the junior category with Esha Singh and Vijayveer Sindhu registering a combined score of 478.5 in the final. Badminton now. India's top-ranked male shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Sameer Verma claimed contrasting wins in the opening round of the India Open. Third seed Kidambi Srikanth was on the brink of suffering elimination at the hands of Hong Kong's world number 37 Vincent Wong Wing Ki, a former top 10 player. But he came back from 11-17 down in the deciding game to claim a 21-16, 18-21, 21-19 victory. Meanwhile, world number 15 Verma got his campaign underway with a 21-18, 21-12 win over Denmark's Rasmus Kemke in 50 minutes. Also through to the second round is 2017 Singapore Super Series winner Sai Praneeth. The world number 20 survived a major scare as he rallied from behind to beat 19-year-old junior Karthikeya Gulshan Kumar 22-24, 21-13, 21-8. HS Pranoy, a former top 10 player, pulled off an upset as he beat 8th seed Kantaphon Wongcha of Thailand. Pranoy down the world number 17, 14-21, 21-18, 21-14 in an hour and 8 minutes. In women's singles action, 2017 champion PV Sindhu is through to the second round after she thrashed Mugdha Agre 21-18, 21-13. The Olympic and World Championship silver medalist needed just 23 minutes to thrash a 19-year-old compatriot and will now face Hong Kong's Joy Xuan Deng. Sindhu is the top-seeded player in the draw following the late withdrawal of top seed Chen Yufei. In hockey, Asian Games bronze medalists India continued their unbeaten run in the Sultan Azlan Shah Cup, beating Canada 7-3. Varun Kumar opened the scoring in the 12th minute and Mandeep Singh's hat-trick saw the four-time winners take a comfortable 4-0 lead at the half-time. Canada responded in the second half, but India hit back each time they conceded to maintain their 4-goal cushion. India were assured of a place in the final after South Korea beat Malaysia 2-1. Olympic 800-meter champion Caster Semenya has claimed that IAAF President Lord Sebastian Coe's comments have opened old wounds. Coe told an Australian publication that the gender classification exists in order to protect women in the sport. Semenya is currently awaiting a verdict from the Court of Arbitration for Sport against the World Athletics Body, ruling that forces athletes with hyperandrogenism to artificially suppress testosterone levels. In football, Bayern Munich have broken bank to sign defender Lucas Hernandez from Atletico Madrid in the summer transfer window. The reigning German champions have agreed a club record fee of 80 million euros to make the French World Cup winner the second most expensive defenders in history. The 23-year-old has signed a 5-year contract. And from the latest Over to the latest from the world of showbiz. Capernaum director Nadeem Labaki was nominated for Foreign Film Academy Award this year, will be presiding over the jury of Khan Saiba. In the Certain Regard category, the actor-filmmaker had won the jury prize in Cannes last year for the Lebanese film Capernaum. Labaki has been a part of the French festival from her student days, as she did a residency at the Cannes Festival's Cine Foundation, which runs a student and short film section. While there, she wrote and developed her first feature film, Caramel, which was screened at Festival's Directors Fortnight in 2007. Beyonce stole the show at Diana Ross's 75th party in Los Angeles after she sang Happy Birthday to her. The singer decided to serenade the iconic Ain't No Mountain High Enough singer in front of all of her star-studded guests. Fellow partygoer Khloe Kardashian documented the iconic moment on her Instagram stories. Diana too shared the video on her Twitter account. The Colombian singers Shakira and Carlos Vives appeared in a Madrid court to answer allegations by a Cuban-born singer and producer that they plagiarized his work in their award-winning hit La Bicicleta. Shakira smiled as she entered the court in downtown Madrid on Wednesday. She did not answer reporters' questions. Shakira and Vives rejected the allegations by Levan Rafael Castellanos that La Bicicleta. Roger Charleri, who was better known as Ranking Roger, the vocalist of The Beat, died aged 56. Charleri died at his home surrounded by his family. It was revealed in January that the Birmingham-born singer had been diagnosed with 2 brain tumours and lung cancer. He also suffered a stroke last summer. Charleri founded The Beat in Birmingham in 1978. The band fused traditional music with elements of pop, new wave punk rock and Latin and became a pioneer in the two-tone music genre. The band released 3 studio albums in the early 1980s. I Just Can't Stop It, What Happened and Special Beat Service. Among the Beats' biggest hits were Mirror in the Bathroom, Too Nice to Talk To and their cover versions of Can't Get Used to Losing You and Tears of a Clown. In the wake of his death last year, the family of superstar DJ producer Avicii going to launch a new foundation. The Tim Bergling Foundation will raise money for a variety of causes, including mental health and suicide prevention. Tim Bergling was the Swedish superstar's real name. Avicii was found dead last year in Muscat in Oman. He was 28. The Swedish star had been open about his struggles and took a break from touring in 2016. Bollywood, John Abraham's love for bikes isn't unknown. Now, John is set to take his passion one notch higher on the celluloid. He has teamed up with Ajay Kapoor to co-produce a biker movie that will be directed by Renzel De Silva and will go on floors in the coming months. The untitled film will be John's 3rd collaboration with Ajay Kapoor, who has previously bankrolled the actor's 2018 film Parmanu, the story of Pokhran, and the upcoming espionage thriller Raw. And with that, it's a wrap of WION Speed. Thank you so much for watching. News and updates continue on World is One.